right, folks. Hey, we are back. Post Traders Talk edition, as always, this Tuesday afternoon. Still the end of the pay period, April 30th, might I say. Great to see Chuck, Brian still with us here. Grant as well, loud and clear, I believe, from him and all of us otherwise. Leda, Michael, there we go. Brian just before mentioning the SPY dropping off once again. Indeed, but not everything's dropping off, right? Obviously, what's on the screen right now, ACB, Aurora Cannabis, one of the cannabis stocks, as we say. Obviously some news came out. So let's talk about that to begin. Great to see Jeff, John, Lee, and all of our students otherwise. And if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc., wasn't ignoring you folks right there at Cypher Trading U, popping up lower left. But with that in mind, at least, obviously, we're going to focus on these trades here. Like we always say, not every stock is going to go with the market. And oftentimes it's like the smaller cap, lower float stocks. You can say like the pharma stocks at times, the ones that are on the percent gainers that are going to make their own move, kind of be on their own planet, so to say. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think anyone was really expecting this type of action here today on any of the cannabis stocks or pot stocks. Just popped out of nowhere right at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you do have your ear to the pulse of the market and that sector, then like government's been slowly hinting towards just reclassifying cannabis, marijuana altogether. They've been talking about that forever now. So these stocks are honestly more of teases than anything. Like they're pop and drop trades, they're teases, which means they're good day trades. At least we get in and out within the same day. But the news out today afternoon, at 1 p.m. Looks like the DEA moving to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug, report by the AP. So, along with that, there's going to be just big volume altogether, not just on stocks, but also trickling into the options market there too. Unusual options activity. So between ACB up 25%, you got CGC as well making a new high or about to, it looks like here. You got Tilray, a little slower. This stock has been probably the biggest tease of them all. I mean, slow, really slow stock. Not on the top of my list out of those. Honestly, SNDL might be an even better trade than Tilray. Now, this is what I say, though, because we see this often on like the crypto stocks. Do we need to trade every single teeny tiny crypto stock? No, we don't. We need to trade the ones that are most worth our time, right? Riot, CLSK, Mara, blah, blah, blah. All right, well, here, do we need to trade every single pot stock making a little tiny, teeny move? No, we don't. It's just really ACB, CGC. Those are my lead two horses right now. This is another one, Flora Growth, FLGC. This doesn't look good compared to the others. I'd rather just stick and keep it simple too. ACB, CGC. And I say it that way because I want students to have the same line of thought as I have right here. Because, if you're going to focus on something slower because you're a new student, that's one thing, because that's what you should be doing. But if you are trying to find something that's a little bit more jumpy, that you're trying to make money on, like real money, actual income, then you got to focus on something that can make a move that doesn't necessarily have a big spread like this actually has. So again, ACB, CGC, those are two. Now, what I will say, though, we had a really good morning altogether. A lot of those trades did dump back down. So AGBA, pop and drop once again, this one had. This one was a phenomenal push going into the market open and shortly afterwards. I kind of call it the old-fashioned Christmas tree pattern here on the chart, but it's a little like lopsided, It's just like a clean parabolic move up and then a steady trend right back down afterwards. So, we're done with this trade. The MULN, I was actually not able to trade this myself. TradeStation, my broker, locked me out from trading this stock, as they did, all of their clients really, but it's too much. Had a little bounce afterwards from $6, little under and over action, moved up for $1 and change. But again, the stock popped back from last week. We covered it. So, for as much as it ran up, eventually gave out pretty quick afterwards, right? What else? The CYCC, as we gear towards the top of the gainer side here coming up. Not looking as good now, but CYCC more from the market open session. It even doesn't look as good here because it crashed at like 7 a.m. Had some overnight move. No, but this was actually a decent little move after 9:30. Pulled back at first, then ended up trending up pretty nicely. So for what it's worth, it was good for about like 50 cents, 45, 50 cents. Hey, really quick, if you're a member inside our live trading room, answer this question, please, if you may. What time did most stocks typically reverse at, pull back at, change course at? What time? Ray, all of our students here. John, 10:30. There we go. Now, obviously, easy to say here looking at this one stock, right? But this is just, you know, this is class number 2 that I teach. I think this is phase 1, lesson 2 that I teach in our intro classes. Timing of the day, you know what I mean? So not too surprising that this ended up pulling back after, ended up just completely falling off. But such is the case with a lot of these trades. So really, I will tell you, market was pulling back, just kind of choppy altogether. A lot of red on my radar screen here. So let's go right from top to bottom, see what we can add to our list here on top of the pot stocks, at least for right now. All right, so let's take a look. GMM, this is actually trying to make a little move back up here. Small little push. Liquid order book, penny spread, all of that I really like. It's moving back up to the VWAP price too. So trying to make a little run here the afternoon. I'll put it on our list for the time being. I definitely like the pot stocks more, but all right, we keep it going though. Otherwise, and I'll tell you really quick. A few of our students were talking about this. Not even just today. It was like all throughout this week, actually, on and off. Listen, if you're making money consistently in our room each and every day, the $40 a month for level 4, if you get it through Thinkorswim or Schwab, it is a very good deal. You're not getting a better deal than that. It's the cost of doing business anyway. So, if you're doing 500, 1,000 per day here in our room, that ain't nothing, right? All right, CGC looking pretty nice, obviously on our list for now. What is this, another pot stock too? Nope. Get it, tree. That's what I thought it was, but no, actually it's just lending tree Inc. How about that? Making a nice little pop though, kind of simultaneous with the pot stocks there. Honestly, I thought that was pot stock. I don't know the names of these companies. I got to look at the watermarks. Lending tree, I guess it is, not a pot stock, but Tilray, again, I don't like putting all of them on our watch list here. Rather just follow the ones that are more worth our time. Pop and drop here. Now, this one could be worth our time. This is not a stock, though. This is an ETF. This is an ETF, the pot sector ETF, one of 2. And this was the much more volatile one back at the end of last year in summertime. So phenomenal push this ETF had back then. I think this is U.S. cannabis ETF, where this one, MJ, is just, this one might be Canadian-based, I'm not sure fully, but just says alternative harvest ETF. You don't need to put, all of them on our list, but at least for right now, the MSOS I'll add, just because that's kind of different comparative to the equities compared to the stocks. We keep it going, though. There is a lot to work with here. VFF might be another pot stock, too. Village Farms. I remember that there now. Again, we'll poke at them. We'll look at them, see if there's anyone looking even better than like the others. This one's not terrible. It's GRWG, good chart, back to the highs. It's not overly liquid, where it might actually make a good 25-cent push up to $3. Yeah, I could see that there. So as we are more picky and conservative through these pot stocks for right now, I wouldn't mind GRWG. I'll come back to that one maybe. All right. Everything else on the gainer side, not looking as good. Not surprising, market was dropping just before. So, if there's anything else looking good on the gainer side here, folks, just let me know. This would be hilarious right now if THC, Tenant Healthcare, is popping because of the pot stocks of all things. No, I guess just in its own coincidence, maybe earnings of its own overnight, but yeah, you never know. You look at a ticker, tree, THC. I don't know. Maybe it could be a pot stock. Just check. All right, let's hop over to the loser side, though, seeing if there's anything looking just as good. All right, so maybe a good short or two for right now. And I'll tell you, CLSK was a good short earlier today as we were doing Traders Talk. Coinbase dropped off, continuing. We talked about Bitcoin, at least during the end of Traders Talk there. So, if you weren't there, then definitely go back on that workshop. That's on YouTube. That's on the student portal as well. But my thoughts. You know what I'm looking for long term, and that is that. So, am I too jumpy to short these stocks even now? No, because I am looking for a bounce on them in due time. But they are trending at the lows here. Mara, Riot, CLSK. They're not really moving as nicely, though. They're not really sharp. So let's jump back to the CLSK trade of all things, maybe Coinbase. Be more interesting in Coinbase dropping down towards potentially supported 200, or even this last peak back from the beginning of this year, like 185, 187 or so. Alcoa down over 5%. It's kind of flat now. We got Paramount coming off earnings yesterday. Again, we'll post the earnings calendar in our chat board just later on. Just give us like 30 minutes or so. We'll come back on the mic and talk all of those good earnings for the remainder of the week. All right, Power's not looking bad actually as a short, a little bit weaker towards the lows. Wouldn't mind slipping this on our list actually, just low risk. All right, so now that kind of makes 5 tickers in total to put on our watch list here. Actually, like 3 of them are the pot stocks. You got another one out there, and this Power short, not too bad. So if there's anything else looking good, Brian, Grant, John, Alex, Anthony, Patrick, all of us here just in chat, let me know. Going once, going twice. You know if there's anything else looking good here before we wrap up. GRWG, I think I will kind of slip on our list here now at this stage. That's the last of the pot stocks. So we got 3 pot stocks and we got the ETF. No more. From John, one of our trial members here. Sorry about that. Just reading the chat right now. Bottom to top we go. So John asking, do I need Bookviewer if I have Bookmap? You do not. Now, some students, like having it as well. And if you don't mind spending the $15 a month extra, then it doesn't hurt. But you also don't want to be too overwhelmed with how much you're looking at. You know what I mean? So Bookmap Level 4, as we nickname it, it offers so much. So you really want to keep your focus there if you have it. And that's the best I can kind of say there. It doesn't hurt to keep Bookviewer unless if you personally feel overwhelmed. That's all. Richard W. saying PayPal, and this trade's looking pretty good so far. So we're going to keep GRWG along with the others. PayPal was good in pre-market, had the big pop-off earnings. We were hopeful to see a better play on that afterwards. And you had a small bounce in the morning session, but it's not looking as good here at this point. If you want to focus on PayPal as a swing trade going forward, that's a complete different thought. But as far as a day trade for today, for the next 90 minutes, whatever, it's not looking as clean. All right, but hey, like I said to Chuck before, that's why I appreciate students making these chats to me right now and letting me know what you're looking at, so I can give you some thoughts. And just because it might not be a good day trade for the next 90 minutes doesn't mean that it's not a bad trade altogether, bad swing, whatever it might be. But at least primarily going into the close, we're going to be orienting our call outs based off of day trades. So ACB, CGC, even Para as a short, that stock could be a good day trade going into the close. Latest saying MED in recovery. Yeah, the crazy spread. I'm not going to follow that, though. This FLGC's trying to pop a little bit. Another pot stock. I like what we got. I want to keep it simple. Yes, this is moving. This is tradable. Let's just keep with what we got for right now. If you are very much urged to follow this one in particular, then I'm rooting you on. Absolutely. Always a lover, never a hater, folks. Just want to make sure we're following tradable stocks. Also trying to make sure that we're not overwhelmed. Trying to keep it simple, right? So all in all, folks, hey, just about 6, 7 different tickers now at this stage to work with. Really, I like what we got. So, hopefully there's a lot more to work with going into the close, but give us about 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to jump back on the mic at 3:05. Give me a small break here. I've been on the stick since basically 9:30 in the morning today. So give me a small water break. Got to call up one of our students actually for a quick little chat. And then from there, I'll be back on the mic, tripping over my own tongue right now at 3:05 Eastern time, folks. All right, so I'll talk to everybody soon. John's saying drink a vodka tonic. John, we're straight edge here. Come on. We keep it sober at least until 4 o'clock, right? We got to keep it sober. That's how we make money. We don't want to blow up our whole crap. You know what I mean? So we got a time and a place for that, but that'll be later on. Actually, we got a kickball game later. All right, folks, enough about me. I will talk to everybody coming up soon. Take care.